Hello? Excuse me. Happy Tuesday. Hope y'all are doing well. I just had a big bowl of lentil curry for dinner. Admittedly not my best work, but I it turned out okay. Not gonna lie. New Boards of Canada album, pretty good. Took me a few listens to get into it, but I still had a good time with it. Got some real bangers on that one. I guess I might as well just get right into it. This has been something I've been wanting to do for a little bit now. I had the idea offhand probably a few months back when I first got back into streaming. What we're doing today is we're going to be playing through Tunic, kind of in intended order, mostly in intended order, and I'm going to try my best to take notes as we go and try to come up with kind of a synthesis of what the game's story is. I've never done something like this before, but I want to try because I think literary analysis is really fucking cool and it's really fun to like take a bunch of information and put it together. I will give a warning. If you have not played Tunic before, you should probably go play it before you watch this. If you don't, your loss. I understand though. But it's a very good game, and it's one of those ones that you really should go into as blind as possible, unfortunately. While we are playing in intended order, I am going to be talking pretty openly about spoilers, again, because we are going to be translating the manual. I will say, as much as I would love to show off my chops of being able to sight read the in-game language, I actually do have a translated copy prepared because I need to make sure and save us some time. I don't want y'all to have to sit with too much dead air while I try and read things. So, just to save time. But yeah, this is very self-indulgent because I love Tunic. It's one of my favorite games ever, and been looking for an excuse to stream it. So this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I got a bit of a different stream setup for this, so we'll see how it goes. But for the meantime, let me get the game booted up. Here we are. All right. So as you can see, at least with what I've got right now, I've got my notes up in the top left there, and I've actually got it set up so that I can switch over to the notes main style here too. We'll be filling this out as we go along, as we get more information. Yeah, I'm using Obsidian, which is I'm still kind of new to, but it seemed like a really good note-taking thing, especially because as you fill out your notes in this, you can actually start drawing connections between them, and I feel like that's going to help us catch some patterns as things emerge. The other thing I'm curious to see is, uh, I'm not sure how much of the ARG stuff I'm going to get into, because there is some degree of it, but it's very, very esoteric, more esoteric than the game is already itself. So I'm not sure how useful it will be for our purposes for this, but I'm still gonna try. I'm still gonna try. Let's see. Hopefully the volume's doing good. Should be fine on my end. I might, to start off, I may take a quick shortcut because I do want to mess around and pick a color palette for this run. I usually like to stick with the default, but it's fun to mess around with it. Oh, this game soundtrack just like immediately puts me at ease. I wonder what it'd be like to speedrun this game, TBH. Get item. So something I've actually been really curious about, this mailbox is such a weird loose end in the game to me, because when you click on it, it just says it's empty. And with how much of everything else in this game that is like part of some puzzle, the fact that this is just nothing is like kind of bizarre. I'm so curious if there's something going on with this that people just haven't figured out yet. Let's see. I need... You know what? We'll get to the color palette thing when we get to it. I would need to spawn a firebomb, and I don't have the page for it yet. So we'll just wait until I do get the page for it. You mean in the Far Shore? Does the... I didn't think the mailbox exists in the Far Shore. Unless do you mean when it's like nighttime? That's right, the key isn't here. The key is over here. Yes, please. It's different at night. I'll keep that in mind then. We're probably not going to be getting to nighttime for a good bit. Oh, we don't even have a page yet. I was like, did I pick one up already and I just didn't remember? That's actually something I was thinking about. So I went to like a little like trans support group thing last night run by the local LGBT center. And I learned that apparently spironolactone actually can affect your memory. And I've been having some memory issues lately. So it's redoubled my efforts to switch from oral medication into doing injections. I'm gonna get that handled soon, because Spyro's evil. It's fucking evil. Alright, page 10. Let's see what we got. I do apologize if the music keeps cutting out a lot. Unfortunately, there is no way for me to keep the game unpaused while tapped out. I looked for that, and it's just not an option in the game. A secret legend says that a great treasure lies in this faraway land. Maybe it's the power to defy death. Why do you seek this power, tiny one? Time to begin your adventure. Here's what you will do. And then it goes through the things that you're supposed to do. Great treasure was sealed away forever. Some say it's the power to defy death. Nothing major so far, other than like... So one thing that is curious is like, why is the Ruin Seeker here? There is in another page, and we'll see it when we get to it, that mentions how the prison is set up as a means of attracting the Ruin Seekers and creating new heirs. We'll get to that. I am actually going to grab this. I'm not going to try to open too many of these, but the thing that you get in here is going to give me some flexibility to do some stuff. Might actually this would let us go and grab the colors right now if we wanted to. I'll think about it. And I don't want to get too distracted going off the beaten path just yet. Money. Yeah, I will say I do love the first area has maybe some of my favorite music in the game, so it's always a treat to get to start a new run on this game. See page 12, this is just the controls. If I remember correctly, actually, what does this one say again? Let's see, focus is crucial. Okay. It's just telling you to lock onto enemies. I will say that page, actually, when I was going through and translating the language of the game for the first time, that control page was such a major breakthrough for me when I figured out the words like shield and potion. Like, once I, like, got those, it, like, cracked the rest of it, like, wide open for me. Let's see. So I actually had another note. I didn't want to have too many preemptive notes. These empty treasure chests, you see them here and there, and it is just a manner, it is a thing you see that this is not the first Ruin Seeker. I'm gonna make sure I have that on there. Um, yeah, it is very apparent right off the bat that you are not the first Ruin Seeker to come through here. You were one of many. Don't have a funny coin for the well. Let's see, grab you. Oh, strawberry for me. I think I'm stupid. Hold on. Here we go. It's just money. Money. Lately, I've been messing around playing a little bit of Rogue Core with my wife. Game's pretty fun. I never played a ton of the original Deep Rock. It was fun, though I found that playing it by yourself was kind of an exercise in misery sometimes. Rogue Core has been fun. I think the format that they have translates really well into like a roguelike type deal. I also very recently finished a game called The Root Trees Are Dead, which is also a very interesting game. A fun little puzzle game. The classic. Let's see. This is more just tutorializing. This one might actually have something that I want to look at. This is page 13. Talk to signs and doors. Offer reverence to the tombs of those who came before. Oh, that's funny that they talk about praying here, and you just can't read any of it. That's like kind of mean. Dash. This targeting. Face your adversaries. Focus. Yeah. And more tutorializing. Let's go and get our sword. I just want like the shield like right away because I want to get de-rust my parry timing. Knowing that heal spell is like such a lifesaver in the early game. I don't have to spend the berries right off the bat. Oh, I might have to anyways. Get so spoiled having a shield in this game. Over here again. Oh, you can just go around this. That's right. I am actually going to eat this strawberry. 1 second. Just to be better safe than sorries. Also, if you've noticed I had no talk sprite tonight, apologies. Just none of them were... I made a new one, funny enough, but neither of the ones I got right now have really been clicking with me. I think I need to make yet another one. Making drawn talk sprites is fun. I just did a commission for a friend. I need to post that soon, but I didn't want it to get buried under me posting about Tunic tonight. But tomorrow. Found an item. More money. You know, I've actually haven't given too much close thought to like what this part of the Eastern Forest really is. Like I know it's probably just an extension of the vault up north and where the red key is being guarded. That's the other thing I need to pay attention to, is that not everything is going to come from the book. I need to pay attention to some of the environmental stuff as well. And it's going to be very tempting to just run from point A to point B because I know this game. I wouldn't say like the back of my hand. I keep finding stuff in this game that I'm still not familiar with, but I'm very familiar with it. Like, even though I'm like still bashing my head against walls, but trying to figure out if there's something there or not. I don't think there's anything particularly useful down here just yet. This is mostly just a location to get a ferry, if anything. That's another thing. I don't know if I'm really going to be going for completion on this save. I don't know if I'm going to bother with all of the ferries. I know the page that with the alphabet does have some stuff on it that's kind of useful, but I don't know if we need it for our purposes per se. Bombs. My god, so like, I actually have not really paid that much close attention to this game's sound design. These spiders make really funny noises when they walk around, actually. I kind of love it. There's my coin. My yummy coin. It's not the end of the world. We kind of needed to be back up anyways. There's nothing down here for us. I need to go fight the first boss. Oh wait, that's right. We get to go through this sequence. You. I should actually just make a tab for the air right now. Before I forget, I'm actually going to switch over to the notes scene for this. This might be getting ahead of myself, but I do want to draw the connection now. And see, now you can see these notes are connected, which I think is kind of neat. Here's trapped in the shadow oubliette, which I might have to make its own note at some point, but we'll see. And I'll leave that there for now. I was on the wrong scene. Ah! My setup's a bit weird, sorry. I was mostly just saying that I wish I had a shield to deal with the envoy enemy, the green one, just because they are a bit of a pain to deal with sometimes otherwise. You really have to have some sort of resource to deal with them, but if you can just parry them consistently, they're not that bad to deal with. But they are really not an enemy you can just fight head on. You generally just lose that. Just very slowly just... I will say it's funny, every time I've played the randomizer for this game, you don't actually get anything for beating this boss, so you can kind of just run past him if you can mitigate it enough and like run around him, because all you really have to do is open the gate that's in his room. It's like the only boss that's like that in this game for whatever reason. Bottle piece. Hey. Need to go get stuff. Oh, that's just a full-on bottle. I forgot that's what was there. I haven't played the base game in so long, I must just play the randomizer. I don't remember what shit is where. That's gonna be really nice to have for the boss fight, actually. Excuse me. They really kit you out for this first boss fight. I got like so many bombs and shit for this. Bombs? I gotta make sure I save at least one for wall opening purposes. Damn, yeah, he just goes down so fast. You really just, yeah, if you just explore in this game, it really does just reward you and set you up. Because fighting this guy just, like, raw dogging it can be a bit of a pain. Anyways, let's get our second bottle. Yay! Yum yum. Delicious beverage for me. I wonder what the health potion tastes like in this game. I know people like to joke in Dark Souls that the Estus probably tastes like Sunny D or like some other like really sour orange drink. I get the sense this is like a strawberry yogurt type deal. I think you should give every fox you see a Go-Gurt. TBH. Dang, we're already through the Eastern Forest. We might be able to get both the bells done in just this stream. That might be a bit ambitious because the garden's a bit longer and there's a lot of lead up to it. I don't know. I don't know. To ring a bell, you strike a bell. Apparently, like, do you hear this little, like, this arpeggio that plays, I believe, is TUNIC for Ding Dong, if I remember correctly. Either it's when you first hit it that it says that. That's the other thing is, I don't know how much TUNIC, like TUNEIC, is going to play in this, the sound design language for this game. Because I've looked at actually like a Google Doc of it out of curiosity, and most of it is just very simple. The things that would be worth looking at more so would be what the fairies are saying when you let them out of their box, because they have a lot more to say. But I think it's generally fourth wall breaking shit. Like they're mostly talking about the developer putting them in there and then being upset about it, which is very funny, honestly. Okay, what do we got here? So this is the first overworld. And debating if I want to have just a general enemies page, because I don't know how much they'll play into the lore. For example, like the Rudlings being like the hollow shells of ancient soldiers. I'm actually curious about them because everything else in this game is like foxes, but for some reason the Rudlings aren't. They're like one of the few things in this game that aren't foxes or robots. A spell telling you just how to get there. Can you see the bell, but not ring it? Travel to the rest garden through the dark tomb. I'll say it might take longer for me to switch over to my tab that has the translated page than to actually just translate it myself unless it's a lot of text. Is there anything we can do over here right this second? Probably not a ton. Oh. I could go get the gun, not the gun, the wand if I wanted to, I guess. But this is maybe getting a bit ahead of ourselves. We'll come back here in a bit. I don't want to get too off track because it's going to be very tempting to just go walk up the mountain or like go into the eastern vault. I need to stay on track a little bit here. But now we can go change our colors. We can go say hi to our friend. Hole in time. I love the merchant so much. Like, there is so much intrigue in whatever the fuck this thing is. And actually, I want to make a tab for this thing also. Let me switch over to the notes. Merchant resides within a hole in time. Shops appear, or rather are able to appear in impossible spaces, e.g. a room that is too big for the windmill. And it being a skeleton potentially ties it to the tomb The dark tomb, make sure I actually type this in correctly, and or the swamp. I think that should be good for now. I don't think I can afford either of these right now, right? 300. Oh, I can. Give me that. Thank you. Seeing those bombs also reminded me I need to go do something super fast. Because it's gonna bother me. This chest over here took me so long to figure out how to get it. It's like not even funny. Like, you see this and it's so tantalizing, and it's like, what do I do? And it's literally just... Learning that there are, like, breakable walls in this game, like, it doesn't come up often, but they do exist. They're so mean. Ooh, what do we got? What do we got? What do we got with this? Is this the other part of the overworld? No, it's more tutorializing. It's talking about stamina. I'm actually gonna pull up this. Pages 15 and 16. Let's see. Take enough you will flinch. If a hit is really big, you can even be knocked over. Hidden stability gauge is 25% of your total HP. See, just being out of stamina. Yeah. Alright. This more tutorializing. You know, something my friend pointed out to me is that she mentioned that, like, she was not expecting the TUNIC OST to be so synthy, and was actually expecting it to be much more, like, orchestral. Again, like, keeping in the themes of, like, a Legend of Zelda type game. And, you know, I guess I was expecting kind of the same thing, especially when I first played this, but I gotta be honest, I love how synthy the OST is. It makes for, like, the game have a very dreamlike quality to it, and I love anything that's got a nice dreaminess to it. Really adds to the escapism of the whole thing. Upgrade. Money. Bombs. Alright. Here we are. I had never found this on my first playthrough, which, like, kills me. I always make a point to come through here. This is also one of my favorite songs in the game. It's the nose, that's right. Let's see, so what colors of fox do we want to be? I'm always like a sucker for either the white or the black, because it's like then you can kind of do whatever you want with the clothes. The blue is also very charming. It's a bit Sonic Fox. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to be pink. Pink is really cute. So what color tunic? I'm probably gonna have to, since I'm doing a pink tunic, I'm probably gonna have to do some sort of neutral color. Though honestly, just the basic green is kind of nice. Honestly, kind of like it. Now, what color do we want our scarf to be, if any? I'm gonna go from the bottom. The red's not bad. No, that doesn't match. Orange is kind of nice, but not quite what I'm looking for. I might just do either the red or the default. Like a gray? That's white. Yeah, I think, let me look at the red again. Yeah, I like this. Let's stick with this. Yeah, the red's good because I need it to pop out a bit from the basic one. I'm not going to think about it too much or else I'm going to be in this room forever. Do I need the regular bombs for this? I do need regular bombs for that, okay. I don't know if I've used enough yet to get the bonus bombs yet. That's why I'm spamming them. I guess I could just go buy some, honestly. Like a thing I can do. Oh, hi. Your bottle fragment. Let me go cash in this upgrade really quickly. Very nice. HP upgrades, always good to have. Do not have bonus bombs yet, unfortunately. Means I'm gonna have to come back to that wall later. I've got, yeah, $4. I'm not gonna be able to buy any from the store. It's fine. We'll come back. I don't remember if what's in there is that important anyways. Oh, I forgot about this. This chest right here is so sneaky. You can only see it if you're focusing. Oh, well there you go. That's all I needed. It's just what I needed. Wow. Mind? I'm kind of busy here. It's just more bombs. That's funny. You should get like more bomb for your bomb. Let's go get our shield. Dang, I'm already coming up on an hour. I've been just like, time flies when you're having fun. I'm curious about the house. You know, I am actually very curious about the house because like it's not. It doesn't belong to the fox. Like it feels very much like their place, but they're a stranger. They aren't from this land. But they use this bed, they kind of use this place like as a base of operations, and it's very cute. I'm just like, this probably just like belonged to one of the people before they were all gone. You got a shield. Also got this room, which we'll come back to this room at some point. And that's ARG stuff. See. I'll do that later. I'll be good. No, I just like I don't want to have to come back here. If this is a puzzle, I'm not gonna do it, and I think this is a puzzle, but this is also just like an item, I think. Hold on. Am I doing this wrong? Well, there we go. Oh, there's a page back here. Yeah, I shouldn't have done this yet. I'm gonna come back for that. Uh, I'm not I'm not supposed to have that just yet. So on my first playthrough, I actually got really lost at this bit in the game, and I didn't know like where to go, and I actually ended up playing the game really out of order because at this point, where you walk out of this door, I went right here just to go back to the main area. I had no idea that you could just go over here, and this is where the game wants you to go. So I ended up going to the atoll, like right after this point in the game, really, and just didn't come back to the garden until much, much later. Which is really funny in retrospect, and very fun. That's how the game worked out. I asked a friend for a hint on where to go, and I think they thought I was in a different part of the game, and they pointed me towards the atoll. And I thought, and like, it was kind of reasonable because I thought I needed the grappling hook to get over to the well. Can't go in there yet because we need the lantern. Lamp. Ooh, hot pepper. Yum yum. Danger no passage. That's the fun area. That's the poison swamp. Hold on. Trying to like remember the timing on this. A little too early. Way too early. There we go. Too early again. I love the sounds those things make when they die. I have to be curious if that's also something that's in the sound effect language. Probably is. I think it's probably something just along the lines of like malfunction. Let's see, this is probably the well page. This is talking about upgrades. Oh yeah, and this is where you get upgrades from the air. This is page 18. Pilgrims to the far shore are stripped of this false power. As the shore bleeds one of falsehoods and memories, the air hungers for reminders of the corporeal world. Offer these mementos and share a delusion of power. Risk an offering to the air. Yeah, I've got some typing to do here. So, probably need a page here for the far shore. Let's see. The far shore. Oh, I should actually get the scene swapped over for y'all. One moment, please. Shore is a realm of illusions and memories. Let's see. The offerings you can give them are wanted as reminders of the corporeal world. And this one makes sense just because they are trapped in the far shore. Pilgrims to the shore are stripped of this false power. The power of the air only exists in the, I'm going to write as the canonical plane, because that comes up later. And the air's lent power is stripped in, well, incorporeal. As well as I want to put the air's power is regarded as a delusion or falsehood, which I think is good to put down. All right, more notes. I didn't realize this page had all this stuff on it. Good lord. I thought this was just going to be the well map. Oh, that's right here. Which I actually didn't look at this page either. This is page 29. See if there's anything on here for us. Meow, 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 meow. Floated layer beneath the surface filled with monsters. Swarm. Okay, yeah. Nothing particularly lore relevant for this. Let's go in a wet hole. Ooh, actually, you know what? Let me get to the checkpoint down here first. We have hit an hour, so it's about time for me to go take a break real quick. I love the slorms. They're so cute. They are such a pain to deal with in the randomizer because if you don't have a shield, there's really not much you can do to stop them from hitting you. Let's see, really quickly, I just wanted to check something. Okay, there we go. this. Another straw baby. What was a strange place? There's a lot of weird nooks and crannies in here. Alright. I am going to BRB. I want to take a quick break, get a drink, do some stretches. I encourage you to do the same. Let me get some tunes on for you in the meantime, and I'll see you soon. Hi, I'm back. Ah, moved my fan closer to me because it's getting a little toasty in here because I'm playing videos games. Heater just warms this room right up. The water helps. Cold water helps. You know, I didn't say at the start of stream. Happy Pride Month. Can't believe summer's almost here. So can't believe I've been transgender for 6 years now. It feels like it's been forever. That is good. I feel like I have changed so much, even in just the past few years versus past 6 for that matter. Oh my god, I also forgot to say, I'm like technically part of a new stream group. I joined my partner's stream group, which I'm actually really happy about. I feel like I'm consolidating into a little bit of a community, which makes me happy. I know things are still small, but streaming's fun. I do try to do it mostly for me. If I didn't, I probably wouldn't be doing it. Things have been good. Not always good, but at least today, things have been very good. That makes me happy. good start to Pride Month. Anyways, let's get right back into it. Why don't we? Gotta get through this well. What do we got? Ooh! Oh, this just gives you the atoll map right off the bat. The magic orb. But is still useful. Okay. This is page 35. Oh fuck, I forgot. Okay, I need to actually write this down about one of the things in this game that's kind of a mystery is the things known as the disquiet beings. They are some eldritch abomination that exists outside of the world of Tunic to some degree, and are somehow affecting it. They are very like crucial to the lore, but also very, very sparse in the writing. Let me take a quick note of, I'm just going to copy down what this says, like word for word. Let's see. Magic orb. Odd door. Rotate it around the forbidden axis and partially summon a disquiet being, which is how this works as like the grappling hook, because you're summoning their like tendrils, which is actually is like disquiet beings are purple. Probably not, but that's interesting. I didn't know that that was tied to that. That's kind of holy shit. That's fucking scary. We'll get into the disquiet beings when we get a little bit more info about them. Forget if there's anything of note down here. I don't think there is. Yeah, that's just the waterfall. Just go walk around in the water for fun and recreation. Is there anything under this waterfall? Yes, there is. It's money. Yup. There's nothing over here. I feel like you walk all the way over here. I will say I'm not a huge fan of the well area just because it's like it's got a lot of little weird nooks and crannies, which is like fun to explore around, but on revisit is just a bit tedious at times. Especially if you're trying to cover all your bases. I like how I said I'm not trying to go for too much for completion, and yet I'm still like sniffing around every crevice for item. this. Funny little back area. See, the one thing I really love about the changing your colors is that anything that uses the fox also changes colors. So stuff like the dummies, the piggy banks, an enemy type that you see later in the game. It's very charming. It's very charming. Oh, I forgot this was here. Hello. Oh, I forget what this one does. I don't remember if this is the one that makes you harder to detect. Ooh! Okay, I forgot those things are a pain. I gotta be careful about going in there. I'm just gonna go. Oh, coming in from downtown. I was like very tempted to bust out my physical copy of the manual for this, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna get this shortcut first before I go walk back in there. Oh, these things are tanky as hell. These might be something I deal with when I'm a little bit more statted up. And we'll come back to those. I actually do have that attack upgrade that I need to cash in. I completely forgot. And a defense upgrade. I gotta level up. I gotta do gamer things. You know, I am noticing that the tongues of these things have a very similar purple tendril to the grappling hook. I don't think it's connected, but I will keep that in mind. If the color purple is something that is tied to the disquieting beings, then that does have some really interesting implications of some of the other stuff in the game. I am actually gonna put that in my notes. Oh, I already did. You remember what I said earlier about memory issues? Let's go get our lamp. I am gonna cheat a little bit and do this one right now. Mostly because I don't want to have to walk all the way back here. Don't worry about it. I actually do want to edit that note. Not the describing beings are purple, but describing beings are potentially linked with the color purple. It is actually a really good point. The color purple is very much tied to um, forces outside of the main plane in this game. Which we'll see when we get to the query. We'll probably have to start talking about things like cavities and the dense and local reality. What do I do? I think it's in a different area. Oh no, it's this. I always forget this one's here. Yay, bottle fragment! More delicious drink for me. And another coin. Yay! 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 While I was on my break, I was thinking of another talk spread I could make. I'll think about it. I like having options more than anything. That was a little sloppy on my part, but it's fine. I'm having fun. I do really appreciate the little bit of game design in this game, where they really do encourage you to use your items. Yes, please give me an attack upgrade. I desperately want it. Give me a facsimile of power. That's actually something I need to consider is the power drawn from the far shore itself, or is it from the air? It's kind of both, admittedly. It's actually probably not from the air specifically, but the far shore. Because, and this will come up later, when you get your body back, the air is no longer trapped in the Shadow Oubliette. And so, they are no longer channeling those offerings to you. And since the far shore is a realm of memories, you are drawing power from the heroes' graves, which I think also do exist in the far shore. And since instead you're no longer drawing from the memories of the air at that point, but the memories of the heroes. Hold on. I'm already putting things together. I need to just make like a general note for theories, I guess. Let's see. Upgrade power is drawn not directly from the air. I don't want to link this one to anything, but from the far shore. Before losing your body, your upgrades are from the heir's memories of the canonical plane. After losing your body, your upgrade, your power rather, or comes from the memories of the, I'm gonna put this in quote, heroes. Okay, the thing about the heroes, and I think we'll get to a point of that, is that the hero's grave is a facsimile in and of itself. It is a construct that is meant to goad you into fighting the heir. It is not a real testament to the power of the Ruin Seeker's past, at least in my head. We'll get to it when we get to that point of the game. Oh, I'm having fun. I'm already getting lore theories. I'm already theorizing. Let's see, this is us to the tomb. Page 30. I'll check it. I don't know if there's anything specifically we need about the lantern. Oh yeah, it's just telling you to use a lamp in dark places, generally. Makes sense. Well, I have enough to do this one as well. Next one's 300, okay. Okay, it's scary tomb time. Oh, you attack fast, that's right. I keep wanting to like throw a flare like I'm playing Deep Rock. The parrying timing in this game is so wonky, but it is worth learning because it does like get you a lot of mileage if you are doing it proper style. I was a little bit off there. Is there anything else in here other than just the one chest? No, there's not. It's just this one. I believe this is the one that, this is basically the game's Red Tear Stun Ring. It's like the lower HP you have, the more damage you do. Or rather, if you're at critical health, you do more damage. It would be really funny to try this. I don't have enough card slots to be able to do the strategy of like setting one, or setting the thing that gives me like fire attacks but puts me at 1 HP. Fire! Have this. More bottle fragment. My bottle. La 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 la. I like so badly just want one of these skeletons to be like chill. And I guess there is the merch. You know, pushing more into the whole concept that the color purple is used to represent extraplanar forces, that would also tie in with the merchant. I should put that just in the general theories as well. The color purple is used to convey powers from outside of canon. We see this both with cavities as well as with the merchant, whose shops exist outside, or exists, whose shops exist within impossible spaces. I wonder if this just generally means that the color, like the light blue that is used to represent the far shore. You know, I'm thinking also about that page about how the far shore is a plane that bleeds memories. And I wonder if that almost serves as like a sort of criticism of nostalgia in a way, because this is a game that very much deals very heavy in nostalgia. Interesting to think about. Oh, I'm already like, oh, I'm so glad I did this. I'm so glad I did this. I have so many thoughts already that I have like not really considered it before with this game. Another coin. Queens. Anything else in this room? No, just this. Money. The way they did the lighting for this is like so cool. I think that's one thing about this game that is like really underappreciated, is just like how they approach lighting in this. Hold on, I want to get a screenshot of the caption that appears when you enter this room. I don't think I've ever actually taken the time to observe it. Give me a moment to translate. Let's see. What do we got? West Furnace. Drawing light from deep below. Interesting. This implies there's an east furnace, but I don't know. Given the massive scale of this thing is like kind of scary considering like what is being powered here. Not doing anything with that just yet. I do think this one is also a bit of a mystery to me. Why is there a sword in the West Garden? That's actually, I'm gonna make a note for loose ends. Mailbox. I'll put the note that Evie said. Check back at night. Let's see. More defense, please. Thank you. My big sister is giving me her awesome powers. Let's go cash in our coins. A 1. Get an extra slot. A 2 and a 3. Yay! Alright. Only sitting on 49. That ain't too much. Let me see what they got in the shop. Coin costs a fuck ton of money. Another bottle costs a fuck ton of money. And some bombs. I'm good. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Yeah, now it's just Western Garden time. The first real boss of the game. This area is kind of a nightmare to navigate sometimes, especially for completion's sake, because it is very maze-like and also really heavily requires you to have the laurels to properly navigate it. But there's still stuff to be done. I think we get this page. What do we got? Did I look at this? Oh no, this is, I didn't even bother to look at this. Page 19. The Rune Seekers run out of health. Strange Being has given us another chance. Such a debt is a dangerous thing to have. See, owes a debt to the air in exchange for resurrection. The ghostly form of an echo self, touch it to break its connection to this cycle and let it drift back into the shore. Be kind, as this is your fate as well. What was but is now not. I'm gonna put a bookmark on this. Page 19. Touch. Talk. Touch. Touch. Touch, touch, touch. Echo of self to let it drift back to the shore. Be kind, as this is your fate as well. I'm also going to add, by this theory, light blue is tied to memory, cycles, and the shore. Let's see. This is talking about the night. Try to boost your power despite the cost. I know, I do enjoy that how much of this is like, you really shouldn't be having to prostrate yourself to the air, but you don't have a choice, really. Today is the rainy day. Don't hoard your valuable tools. Rewards await those who use liberally. There is some, we are going to have to get into the stats at some point as well. Especially given that your HP is called Will to Go On versus like life or anything, which does have implications also with the cavities. Still one of these fallen guardians here, which is another, also a very interesting to notice, is that the guardian knights are actually modeled after the disquieting beings, which I wonder if that's done as an intimidation tactic. I will say I will probably wrap up after the gardens tonight, because I can starting to feel my stamina starting to wane a little bit. But I'm having fun. Like, God, I've already written down so much. Oh, I'm so happy I did this. I'm so happy I did this. I love this game so much. But yeah, these fuckers. Ow, ow, ow. I forgot these things are a real pain in the ass. I'm like almost tempted to go and get the wand, but it's not worth like backtracking for all that. Really need a stamina upgrade more than anything. I've like not found a single one yet. Which, to my chagrin, probably means I need to go look at some of those chests in the, well again. Yeah, these guys are just like brutally aggressive. Do you mind? You know what? Oh, I was gonna say, I think it might just be stuck that way. Another general thing that I need to make sure I don't take too for granted is how much of this stuff is designed with the specific intent of mine of stopping the Ruin Seeker. Because, like, I don't remember how specific it is. I think the fairies technically aren't designed by, like, the original society that was here. I think they were found in the ziggurat, if I remember correctly. But, very big but, tee. The fact that we see them here installed into the garden does portray some level of, again, intent of obstructing your path. I am also just going to do this now so I don't have to do it later. I think it's very fun that you can just do that from underneath. I don't remember if this side also has a thing you can go in. No, it doesn't. It took me forever to realize how to get to this fast travel pad over there. Okay, so side 3 attack and defense. I'm like almost there. I'm missing 1 attack upgrade. I don't super feel like I need it because I shouldn't talk too much of a big game beforehand, but I was like I feel like I'm pretty competent at the Garden Knight fight. Ooh, I'm in a bad spot. I'm in a bad spot. Help, help. Just use the free one. And now we get our first magic item. You know, I wonder what the inscriptions on this actually say. Trying to see if I can. Oh, you can rotate it even more than that. Let's see. Core something. Core. Something core rare core. Something it rare core. I'm gonna put this in my loose ends tab. Engravings on Frost Dagger. That might have to be something I look up. I don't want to spend too much time on this. But also, the moment I leave this screen, I can't, like, read them anymore. Thing core... yeah, I can't get what this last word is. It's like cut off at a really weird angle that I can't quite read it. Huh. There's like no real way to inspect it afterward, which is such a shame. Something about a rare core. I'm gonna have to, yeah, that's gonna have to be something I look up in the future. You know what, I'm just gonna go heal, because I'm basically at the fight. I'm like completely failing the input on the heal spell. Beefing it. Oh, thank God, a stamina upgrade. I really need that, actually. I need to make sure I get the shortcut back down, which I think is just up here. Oh, an attack upgrade. Okay, it's giving me the things I need before I head into this fight. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. So many treats for a little fox like me. Oh, fox is gonna eat a blueberry. Yay! I'm just saying shit. I love to just say shit. This. Their piggy bank, which is perfect because I got a lot of things I need to spend money on. And we can go cash in this coin that we got. You know, since I got the extra slot, I might as well equip this one. I don't know how much use I'm gonna get out of it though. Another slot. Yep. Yep. Boost our attack. The faster you kill things, the less opportunities you have to take damage. And it's 200. Thankfully, I've got 3 of these guys. Bam. 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 It's 300 for that one. I don't have the money for that at the moment. That's fine. Because now it's time. We gotta go. We got a boss to fight. Easy done. I really like that boss fight. It's very like, I feel like it's a very good early game boss fight because it's very hard until you learn it and then it's very easy. And I think that is a very good sign of like a well-designed early game boss. This is very simple. It just attacks in threes for the most part. The gun is kind of annoying to dodge at a distance, but if you stay close to it, it's really easy. And so it wants you to play aggressive. Again, I think it's a very well-designed boss. It's one of the best in this game, frankly. Perfect. Blueberry for me. Honestly, I'm really debating if I want to push on and keep going. My streams usually cap out at 2 hours. That's just like what my stamina is at the moment. But I am stinking about going more. I guess it's just a matter if I feel like I can really get through the eastern vault at the moment. This is also a really good stopping point. Because this would be like a nice way to start off, is just to wander around in here and kind of get some story stuff out of the cathedral. Not the cathedral, the sealed temple. Because there isn't a whole lot in there, other than like a couple of statues. Oh, I'm gonna go for a little bit longer. I'm gonna go for a bit longer. Let's see. With 3 keys, we sealed the air. Key is no mere toy. Seekers of Ruin, leave here. Again, these are all warnings to not basically play the game. I feel like I need to have a tab for just like the Society of Foxes that came before this. I just don't know what to call them really. I'm just gonna call them the Foxes. Capital T, capital F. Can we get this? The Shadow Oubliette. Questagon Red goes here. That's the other thing, is that the keys are called Questagons also. Questagon Blue goes here. And Questagon Green goes here. There is also a lot that this game deals in RGB, which is another very interesting thing. Oh, and this is where they teach you how to pray. That's right. I'm not gonna bother with the center thing just yet. Not until we get to the other half of the page, I think. I was like kind of blown away by the reveal of praying as a mechanic. It just never struck me that it was something you could do. Because it's so clever. They literally just hide it behind a hold A press, which is something they literally have you do because they tie it to sprinting. So you think, oh, that's the sprint key. It's so good. Go get the magic wand. If I remember correctly, this gives me a page, so we're gonna come back to that later. Mountains is up that way, and that leads to the quarry. We're gonna do the quarry last because that's what it wants you to do. This is just a fairy puzzle back there, so I'm not going to do that right now. Look at the money. Oh, weird. That's actually kind of strange that it spits you out on the other side of that. It would be really funny to just go up to the mountains and immediately open them, but no need. No need, no need. Oh, wait, hold on. More points towards blue being symbolic of the far shore and memories and cycles, because the checkpoint you have here has blue eyes, but otherworldly power has purple, and you can see it on this statue here. You see that? I think this definitely has some legs to stand on. I mean, it is pretty textual so far. I don't feel like I'm making too many assumptions in this regard. Also, I will say I am actually going to call it here now. After wandering around in the temple, I felt the strain start to set in. So I think this is a good time to cut off. Which is great. We've run both the bells. So next stream, we'll be working on getting the 3 Questagons. And probably starting off with just the Eastern Vault, which will be nice. Yeah. Alright. Y'all have a good night. I'm so excited to get back to this, actually. I'm having a lot of fun putting this together. I'm also gonna try and see if there is any sort of way for me to have the game stay unpaused while I tap out. Because I don't like how much like cutting in and out there is at the moment whenever I have to tab out to go type in my notes. We'll see. I don't know if there is anything I can do about that. I have not, there's not like a specific option for it. Anyways, happy Pride. I'll have a good month, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for joining me. Let me go and see if there's anybody streaming right now that I can send you over to. Suppose there's Morgan. Yeah, I'm a bit too lazy to do a raid tonight. I'm gonna just take off. Y'all have a great